Good afternoon. Welcome to Anchor Brewing Company. My name is Andrew. We are located here in San Francisco, and we conduct two public tours Monday through Friday at 11 a.m. and 2 p.m. So do please call us in advance. We do tend to book out a little ways in advance. Now, it's about a 2-hour tour during which we'll see the entire facility, and we'll come back in here into our tap room and taste 6 of our beers. Now, currently, what we have there to taste, we'll start people off with our summer beer. Summer beer is our lightest. It's a filtered wheat beer. Most wheat beers you'll see are unfiltered, Hefeweizen, while as the summer beer, that would be called a Kristallweizen. It's a very light, refreshing, filtered wheat. And that's usually where we would start people off. We would then move into our Anchor Steam Beer. The Steam Beer is the flagship beer here. It's about 70% of all the beer that we make. Now, Steam Beer, though, is not a style of beer. It was just a regional nickname that was being used here in San Francisco, Northern California after the gold rush. And our Steam Beer today, it's amber in color, a little bit of malt sweetness, and also some hop bitterness as well. Moving on down, we get to our Liberty Ale. Now, our Liberty Ale is a pale ale, and it was the first pale ale made here in this country after Prohibition. We started making it in 1975, and commemorating the bicentennial of Paul Revere's Midnight Ride from April of 1775. We got a little head start on the bicentennial by bringing out an anniversary beer 1 year early, and that's our pale ale. We also make a porter here, dark English beer, the porter. Started making that in 1972. It's a very good, well-balanced porter. We also have a Bock beer as well. The Bock beer is a dark amber, and it is our springtime beer. We have our Bock available from about January through April. Now, one of my favorites is our Old Foghorn barley wine. Now, barley wine is an old English style, and it's a very strong and sweet beer. Our barley wine, the Old Foghorn, it's about 9% alcohol by volume, and because of its sweetness, we like to think of that as our after-dinner beer.
I just talked to Andy.
And then we have another beer that's very interesting as well. That's related to that barley wine. It's called small beer. Now, the small beer, we do bottle it only in these larger 22-ounce bottles, which also makes it our ironic beer as well. The small beer is made from the same grain as the barley wine, that we've only used them a little bit to make barley wine. We've been reused them to make small beer. Small refers to the fact it's much weaker in alcohol, only about 3%, and it's very bitter, similar to a bitter style beer. And then one other beer that we make that I don't have here today because of our time of year is our Anchor Christmas Ale. And our Christmas Ale, we started in 1975. We've been brewing one every year since. And we have almost 34 different Christmas ales because we change the recipe every year. And because we change it, we keep it one of our very few brewing secrets. So I cannot divulge. It goes into our Christmas ale. And that 34th will be coming out a little later this year, in early November. Now, we do things in a very traditional way here, starting with our ingredients. 100% malted grain in all of our beers, both wheat and barley, and also our hops that we use are traditional whole hops, whole flowers. We don't use any pelletized hops or extracts. The hops we use are all grown domestically, mostly from Washington State in the Yakima Valley, and also some from Oregon. And out in the brewery, there's also many other traditional elements. We use very old-fashioned copper kettles where we're making beer virtually by hand. Every drop of beer comes from in there. those 3 copper kettles. We also use a very traditional open fermentation for all of our beer and natural carbonation in all of those beers as well. So next time you find yourself in San Francisco, come pay us a visit.